Hello everybody, this is Linda with Copperhead Collectibles. I just wanted to make another video for you today. Today we're going to actually go over some Mercury Dimes that I have found. I actually went to a thrift store one day just looking around, and when the guy gave me my change when I bought something, he handed me a Mercury Dime, and I was like, wow, that's an old dime. So I was like, you got any more of those? And he looked in his drawer and he had a whole bunch of them. So I bought $2 worth and thought I would go through them and see if I have any errors on them. I have not done any of that, so I thought we would share and see what you think of these dimes. So let's scroll over here. Let me move my chair out of the way and bring you over here to my computer and make it up a little bit. Here we go. Let's see what my Mercury Dimes have got. I've got $2 worth, like I said, and I will, let me pull this up a little bit more. There we go. Actually, I'm going to lift it up a little bit. There we go. And square that off a little bit. There we go. All right. So they were, these are made in, they started making the Mercury Dime as a being struck from the United States Mint in 1916 through 1945, and this is actually 1941s. They must have had a whole roll of them because every one of them are 1941s, but I haven't looked for errors. They're kind of dirty, you know, because they're old coins, but they might have some errors on them, which would make them really worthy. So I figured we can, you know, look at these. But the Mercury Dime was designed by Adolf Wyman and was also referred to as the Wing Liberty Head Dime. Again, its common name because of the obverse depiction of a young liberty, which was actually, everybody thought was confused that it was a Roman god Mercury, but technically he used Ellis Stevens' wife, and she was a wife of a lawyer, and poet Wallace Stevens was the model. And so that was kind of interesting. And the olive branch signifies peace. So this dime was made by a woman that a lawyer's wife. It was actually this face, and not positive on what errors could be on this coin. We'll have to look at some of these and see if they all look the same, but if I'm not mistaken, that kind of looks like an error right there. Like, isn't her nose missing? Like, what happened to the rest of her nose? And it should, you know, connect somewhere to the face. But it looks like an open nose. And that don't look like that's a error that was, you know, done by a bag. Might actually be a strike error. But these are kind of neat. I've never really looked at them under my microscope before to see what they look like. But is that a W, or am I seeing things if that's not a W? Looks like it to me. I don't know if any of the other ones have that. We'll have to look. Let me grab my my coin book and see what they say about those Mercury Dimes. I didn't realize they had West Point, because that's what I think is a West Point dime. That's very interesting to me. Let's go back here in my book. 1941 DS. No, it's just 1941 and a 1941 D. So I don't know what that W thing is. Must not be a W. Must be something else. It just resembles a W. Interesting. But I guess there's some errors here on the dates on these coins. And that one looks like it's okay. Don't really see anything jumping out at me. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. Oops, I just turned it off. Turn that down a little bit better. I think that's a better view. Yeah, that's a lot better. So I don't see anything on that. And it really jumps out at me here. In God we trust. Don't really see anything. The T is missing a little bit on its T on the end there, but nothing major. So let's flip it over and see what we got on the back of this coin. Let's see. I'm going to try and turn this slowly for you guys and see what this looks like. Move my chair. That's my chair moving. That sound. I don't really see anything on here. I mean, that S is a little messed up right there. I'm not sure if you see that or not. I gotta make sure I'm keeping you guys on the screen here. That S. I'm gonna move this with my fingers. I can control the dime better. And I don't see any doubling here on the arrows. Fascius, I think, is what that thing in the middle is called with the arrows in it, or the not arrow. It's not an arrow. What is it? The fascis. I don't know what that is. I guess that looks like an axe, maybe an axe head. Not positive on that. Doesn't say anything else on my book about it. I don't know if that's a strike through there or what that line would be. Definitely looks like something arrow wise, and there's an S on that. So I would assume that does that mean it's silver? I didn't see silver on these. Yes, they are. No, they're not silver. But that is an S. That could be worth, let's see, as an F12, it could be worth $2.75. A VF20, which is very fine condition, would be worth $3. An EF40 would be $3.25. An MS60 would be $7. But if I was to have a 42 over a 41, that's where the money is. Those things could be worth $450 to $550, $650, $2,500 as a MS60, $4,750 as a MS63, and $1,500 cha-ching for MS65. But I don't think I have any of those. But we're about to find out. Wouldn't that be a hoot if we actually found one? So, but at least we found an S. So that's an S. And I don't see anything else really on this coin to call it any kind of error. Nothing's really jumping out at me to call it anything other than a Mercury dime. But it's still a good find to put in my collection. And let's put on another one. See what they got. This is pretty interesting. In God we trust. That's pretty clear. There's no dime or no error on that. And that's I don't know what that thing is right there on that. I don't know if that's what it is, but it's not clear enough. It looks like a W, but it must not be a W because there is no West Point Mercury Dimes. So I don't see anything there. Still not seeing nothing here. I'm checking the rim. It looks a little off-centered, but not really. A little bit thinner here. But nothing really on this one. This one's pretty smoothed out. So you can hear the sound of these too. They sound different than a dime. You hear that sound? The way they sound compared to, here's a couple of real dimes, new dimes. Hear the sound of that? Sounds different. Has a different ting. That's a regular dime. Roosevelt dime compared to the Mercury. More flat, dud. Sounds different. Kind of interesting. Must have been made different. For sure. This is not the same. All right, 1941. Pretty apparent. There's nothing there. There's that symbol again. It must be some. Maybe it's the artist mark. Right there, Wyman, because I know Wyman was the artist. So maybe that's what that W is for Wyman, because you know you got to have the maker's mark on it, artist mark. That I and that America looks a little fat, but they all seem to be a little fat in spots, but not so in others. But I don't see anything major in here, so I'll pass that one on. Let's go on to the next one. So hit some of these and see what we can find. I'm hoping we can find something exciting while we're looking through some of these, as I have not done this. I've had these for a while now. I just brought them home and put them in a bag and put them away, and thought I would share with you guys some of these. And I think I'm gonna hit the bank tomorrow and get a new box of coins so we can do a coin roll, open box, and some searching. So that'll be out here tomorrow. And like I said in my last videos, my bank closed down for whatever reason. The branch that I was working with to get my $50. So they're not going to be open to the end of March. I don't know if they're renovating or what. It did not say on the sign, but they are closed till end of March. So I'm going to have to talk to my other branch, start over, or wait till March. It'll be one or the other. Kind of really disappointing, because I was scheduled to get them, and well, at least she was trying to get them for me. She wasn't promising I was going to get them, but I'm hoping that one day I'll be doing a video with me opening up a $50 box, and that will be fun. And but I am going to go to the bank tomorrow regardless and get new quarters, a new box of quarters. There's a D. See the D. And well, the other ones didn't have marks, did they? I'm going to go back a second. This one didn't have one, so this doesn't have a mint, so this must be a Philadelphia. And that one was a D. What was this one? This one was nothing. So I didn't say nothing, obviously, because there was nothing there to say. Yep, another empty one. Let's see what this one was, so I can put them in the pile here. And that's my S one. Okay, so I got an S, and I've got a D, and I've got 3 no mint mark Philadelphia ones. And oh, look at that. That T is like greased over or rubbed out. Really hard to tell, but it's definitely missing the top of it. So that's interesting. It's not in the best of shape to really call it anything than just showing you these Mercury Dimes, unless there's something really, a doubling. I'm looking for a doubling error. That looks like a grease mark, but I'm not positive. They're too old to really make any of that kind of call. But these are still really neat looking coins compared to a new dime. This is another Philadelphia, no mint. That A looks a little rough, but well, we got 4 of those. On to the next to see what we got. We can go through these pretty quick, just to make sure we don't have too much time on the videos. And I'm going to start taking some classes so I can learn how to do better videos and video editing and so forth for my YouTube channel. Like I said before, I'm new to this, and but I am really enjoying teaching you guys stuff about my coins and my collections, and I'll really get into some of this here very soon, and start pulling out some of my stamp stuff and start sharing some of my stamp collections. And ooh, look at that L. Now that is definitely an error. That was a mint error. I would think that looks like a minting error. And look at that rim of the coin. Looks like it's got some waves going on. And that B is a little bashed up too. So is that over the T. This one's got some marks on it that I would have to question. Still not very good condition, but it's awfully dirty. But still, you can still see some of the errors that I would think would be a rim error. Not positive, but that's what I would think. I would think that's what it is. And I would call that a mint error, or a rimming error. Let's flip it over and see what we got on the back. Again, some more of that rimming stuff here. Rim error, waving. Not sure if that's just from being old and it being soft enough to bend. But that is definitely all over that coin. So that's the most damage I've seen on a coin. Oh, there's no mint mark. This is really a dirty coin. Don't get to see these very often, so I figured I'd share the 1941 Mercury Dime for you guys. Figure it's something different than quarters and half dollars and dollars that I go through. And I've got lots of those to go through as well. And we'll go through some of that. I have a whole pile of some half dollars that I hadn't even touched. Still holding out for my full box, but they do give me lots of half dollars. They're just not a full box at a time. And I do have some quite good errors like I showed you guys yesterday. And there's another S, which is cool. This one's in alright condition, a lot better than the other ones. You can actually see all the lettering real well. You can see the olive branch, the fasces, I think it is, or it's Fasces. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I had to put it in my vocabulary pronouncer to pronounce it right, because I'm sure I'm screwing it up. But this one's a pretty nice coin. And that's an S1. That was pretty cool. No errors though. We're still trying to look for a real noticeable, without a doubt looking error. And this one, flip it on over. Whoop, there's a hair on there. See that? And that's probably one of mine because I've got a lot of it. And it's getting super, super long. I need to get a haircut like everybody else in this world. Lucky for me, I have long hair and you don't really have to worry about it as much as somebody with short hair that actually ends up with this really long, shaggy hair during this pandemic. But I'm definitely ready to hit the salon and get my nails done. And I usually do my own nails, but I have been neglecting my nails because I have been too busy and I've been giving them a break. I usually can grow nails, but not anymore since I've been living in the desert. My nails are too dry and they break right off. So I'm looking forward to getting to a salon again and have them do it at least soon enough. Yeah, I don't see nothing really worthy. There's a couple of good chunks taken out there, but hard to say where they got those from. What was the mint on this? No mint? No mint. Another Philadelphia. Wow, we got a lot of those. 2 S's so far and 1 D. Wow, look at that D on that God. And that has definitely been a minting error. That would be a grease mark, I would think. That's what they would call that. That has been greased out. It's stamped on some grease from the die. Looks pretty cool. Well, I definitely call that an error. And there's another S. Usually when you see S, you think silver, but no. This is a 41. You would think that it was silver. I'll have to look it up and see what the composition of the coin is. You know, what percentage is what. But being a 1941 and an S, I would think it would be silver, but I don't think so. I don't think they have the silver in the, it isn't in the book, so I would assume it is not silver. That looks a little faded there. The end's a little flattened out, and so is that G in God. And this rim is way off. It's really fat there. It's running into the letters a little bit. But yeah, this one, I would almost call this a broadband stamping. But, you know, seeing how far off the letters are from the edge, that's a big, oh, can you see that? I hope you can see that. I hope I have it positioned right. You can see how much off it is compared to the edge of the coin, and they're not usually off that much. So this one I'd say has a rimming edge, or a rim error, wide band, and there's no mint. That's pretty cool. And then you got this one. God We Trust looks okay. It's all different sizes. They don't look like they match up very well, but back in the 40s, I guess they really didn't have this perfected at that point. Which they do. They recommissioned the next dimes, you know, to obviously be the Roosevelt dime. And I find quite a few errors. There's another S. I find quite a few errors in dimes. I've gone through some dimes too, and I do have quite a few. And I only did maybe 4 or 5 rolls of dimes, and I found quite a bit. So I will, and I found one that was like missing the M and the E completely in dime. So that one was, and it was in great condition. I think it was a 1985, if I'm not mistaken, and it had no E or M and E on the dime. So that was my first dime experience, and that was an S. Maybe another S. Well, 1D so far, which is Denver Mint. I don't see nothing here. No, chances are they probably not much for dimes or dime errors on this, but it's worth checking. You never know. You just really never know. So I say every time I have a dime or a quarter or a penny or a nickel or any kind of change, I look through every one of them. I just bring it home and look. It only takes me a few minutes to do this stuff. Well, at least my pocket change. I don't spend a lot of cash. So, especially lately. Now that eye is almost gone there. That looks like a grease mark there for sure. See that? Eye's almost gone. It was probably stamped through some grease. And makes the letter not show up. That's what happened with my dime. See the dime, the M and the E, it's completely gone, just smooth. It's quite a neat coin to have found. I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw it. It's the first time I saw something like that. Well, that one wasn't major. And that one was what? That was no mint, yeah. No mint. All right, we've got a few more left here. And I will be trying to, like I said, I'm taking some classes on the 19th and learn how to do some better videos and beef up on my YouTube channel and trying to get some more, you know, subscribers, and want to help educate and share my experience of collecting, which I love so much. I do a lot of collecting, so I definitely been doing this most of my life, collecting stuff, and I will always collect. We'll do some memorabilia stuff. I got some really great Beatles stuff, and you should see my Beatles stamp collection is to die for. My ex-husband started me on it, and I've collected quite a bit of them, and they're pretty cool. I'll have to go and show you. Some of them are gold plated and silver plated custom collectible with the certificates authenticity with them, so they are all legitimate stamps, and so we will check that out. But right now I'm kind of into my coins right now, and I do jump around. I get done messing with my coins, I'll go back into, but I have not stopped doing my coins. Once I got into my coins, I have not stopped. So there's another D, my second D. Yeah, I have not gone back into my stamps in a while, just because I still collect them, though. I still get them. I have a huge Castro Cuba collection I've been collecting for a while. They sent them to me, and they're pretty cool. I'm almost got every year they've ever made. I only got a few more years, and I'll have the whole complete collection of Cubas. It's the only other country I actually collected. I don't even know why I started, but I did. And now once I started, I had to keep going, so I'm still collecting them. And they send me 2 years, every 3-4 months, 6 months, when they finally send me Cuba stuff. But they send me other things as well for home viewing, and then I buy what I want and send back the rest. And my grandmother does that as well. She does that with coins as well. I have not signed up for coin home view. I don't know if they do that. It's the same, but she says they do. I have just never done it. Not with coins. I like getting them in my change and going to the bank and getting my coins. I'm not much for buying coins that are graded, or to that point I'd rather find them myself in a sense. So I don't buy much for the coins. Yeah, I will maybe eventually, but right now I just like building. I'm looking for errors and building my personal collection. I was thinking about starting a store again, but I don't know if I'm going to do that. I think I might just focus right now on my YouTube channel and getting this going, and seeing what everybody wants to see and hear and so forth. So, please leave me your comments on what you would like to learn or see. Any aspect of coin collecting or collecting in general. I've done so many different kinds of collecting that I would have an opinion, or I could do a video on it, just about anything you'd like. So please let me know. And that was another S. You see that? So that's going to go in our pile of S's. And we got one left. This is our last one, and we'll close this out. So, and this was, this is the dirtiest one we've seen. So be sure to hit my like button if you like this video, and be sure to subscribe to my channel, so that way you can see my new videos. And I will be improving. I will be getting some new stuff here to accommodate myself and help me with my videos and editing and so forth. And I've already got my little ring that I'm using to videotape right now, which helps hold my camera and everything. And I'm gonna get probably get a nice microphone. So but you guys can hear me pretty well as far as I know so far. So, all right, so I am going to close this out today. Everybody have a wonderful day, and thank you for viewing my videos. And please, like I said, hit that like button and subscription, and hit that little bell on the side. That way you get notifications of my upcoming new videos. And you have a good day. Thanks for viewing. Bye-bye.